Honorable Councillors, good afternoon. Thobela, Dumelang, Khotsong. May we rise as we welcome Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much.
May we take this moment just to observe a moment of silence or meditation. Thank you very much. You may take your seats. Executive Mayor, Your Worship, Councillor Mamidipitefo. May we just be quiet, please? Thank you so much. I was just saying to our Executive Mayor, Councillor Mamidipitefo, greetings to you. Our Chief Whip of Council, Chief Whip of Majority Party, the African National Congress, Councillor Cheni Malebana, Leader of the Official Opposition Party, the Economic Freedom Fighters, Councillor Lisiba Mutata, as well as the leaders of other parties represented in the Council, Councillor Bianca Moke of the Democratic Alliance, and Councillor Kwadu Morali of the Defenders of the People. In absentia, of course, Councillor Susan Clark of Red Front Plus, and Councillor Pulohine of the Abantu Batu. My greetings again to Chairperson of Committee of Chairpersons, Councillor Putuma Soga, Chairpersons of Council Committees, members of the Mayoral Committee, fellow councillors, Municipal Manager, Mr. Ramakuntu Aneslepe, Executive Managers, and council support staff, members of the public. Thobela. Good morning, Khuyamore, Awusheni, Sanbonani. I hope we are all enjoying our human rights and we are also respecting others' human rights, and we are remembering and honoring with pride of all those who fought for us to where we are today as a country. This should not be a one-day or one-month commemoration, but an everyday matter for eternity. Fellow councillors, I confirm that this meeting is a quorum, and I therefore have the pleasure of declaring it duly constituted. I call the council sitting in terms of our approved corporate calendar as informed by 129 of the Local Government Municipal Finance Management Act, Act number 56 of 2003, which obligates council to adopt an oversight report within 2 months of tabling of the annual report. The annual report was tabled on the 27th of January 2023. Please be reminded that the proceedings of this meeting are regulated by the rules of order regulating the conduct meetings of council and committees of the Capricorn District Municipality, approved by the council on the 29th of July 2022. May we all respect and comply with the rules throughout the meeting as required by item 15.4 of the Code of Conduct for councillors read with Rule 164 of the Council Rules of Order. We have made all the prescribed reference material available on the Council Microsoft Teams. Furthermore, and on the same platform, we have created a library containing all the local government laws. There is also the local government library just here before us. In terms of Rule 182.3 of the Council Rules of Order, reports for noting will not be open for questions, comments, or discussions. I have received no prior written requests from any member for any of the reports for noting to be open for discussions as required by Rule 183.3. All the items for noting on the agenda will therefore be adopted by operation of the rules. You are all welcome, and I thank you for being part of this important city. Fellow councillors, before me I have the following applications for leave of absence. I have, in terms of Rule 99, granted the following member leave of absence. Councillor Kwadu Mohale, due to ill health or health reasons. Councillor Lipsen Pogole, Councillor Maite Takalo, and Councillor Sandra Kekana, all attending the strategic planning session of Lepelle local municipality. Again, Councillor Tavine will be arriving late due to other work commitments. On the condolences and the congratulations, I have the following. We convey our heartfelt condolences to all members of our council, staff, and our community at large who have lost their loved ones since our last meeting held on the 2nd of March 2023. The passing away of the legendary jazz musician Gloria Bosman on the 14th of March 2023, the passing away of the MEC for Education in the Free State Province, the Honorable Tate Mahwe, and his bodyguard who both died in a car accident. May their souls rest in perfect peace. Congratulations. MPEG public participation held on the 1st of March 2023 at Bolivia Lodge. And MPEG public hearing on the second quarter organizational performance report held on the 3rd of March 2023. MPEG public hearing on draft annual report held on the 7th of March 2023. International Women's Day hosted by our province at Sutumonga, Ramatala on the 8th of March 2023. District Council Imbizo held at Kukuku in Molemole local municipality on Tuesday the 14th of March 2023. IDP consultative session with councillors held on the 8th of March 2023. IDP representatives forum on the 15th of March at Bolivia Lodge. The National Human Rights Day event held yesterday at DR in the Northern Cape and addressed by the President, His Excellency Cyril Matamela Ramaphosa. The newly appointed cabinet ministers, with special mention of the minister responsible for our sector, local government, Ms. Tembin Kadimeng, the former executive mayor of our Polokwane local municipality. I normally expect that such congratulations to deserve a round of an applause. Thank you very much. Councillor Mtata.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, and greetings to the MMCs and the chairpersons. I thought maybe you have forgotten something to congratulate EFF. But let me just do it to say I'm standing here to congratulate EFF for their peaceful demonstrations that...
thank you very much, Councillor Mtata.
No.
What is the problem? Speaker, just wait.
Councillor Mtata.
Speaker,
Allow him to finish. Allow him to finish.
you are out of order.
I think Councillor Mtata is still standing on the platform. May you just keep quiet?
Yeah, but then we're protecting him. It's our duty to protect him. Not from him.
Councillor Mtata.
I can say Pelo Speaker.
No.
Let's come Pelo.
As I said before on the code of conduct, I thought you would have submitted that to the relevant officer. You've seen I've read the congratulations here, and I don't have that.
All right, let me just do it myself.
No, but if you haven't submitted, maybe something else now. If you haven't submitted, then we are... just imagine if all of us, we come up with congratulatory matters. Can you just maybe I just chipped in before you conclude. Can I hear what you say?
All right, thank you very much. Allow me to congratulate the EFF for their peaceful demonstrations throughout South Africa on Monday, the 20th of March, 2023. And remember, we had electricity the whole day. That clearly shows that
you very
this
much.
is a man-made problem. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Councillor Mtata. Saying congratulations. Will you next time submit to the relevant office? I'll do that. Thank you very much. Honorable Councillors, we are on item number 5 and consideration of reports. I will take this opportune moment to request Executive Mayor.
Speaker, point of order. There is a councillor there. He's saying to me, can you please ask that lady to withdraw that from me, to me, please? Because you can't say to your fellow councillor. So can you please tell her to withdraw that Councillor Malvana.
Sorry.
Thanks, Honorable Speaker. Thanks, Honorable Speaker. Can we agree? Can we agree? Can we agree that the point of order is out of order because the Speaker spoke while sitting? Okay. Can we agree that the Speaker spoke while sitting?
Just thank you. And I don't know. I know the head of your party is Councillor Mtata, and I believe. And why? I'm not going to consider to. Councillor Njana, may you stand up and raise your pen?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Just stand up.
Thank you very much, Speaker.
Okay.
Yeah, Councillor Malevana, after our party leader present our congratulations, she looks at me and saying to me. So I'm standing here to point at you, just to tell her to withdraw that to me, please. Thank you very much, Speaker.
Thank you very much. Though may refer to a kiss, but Councillor Malevana, may you withdraw your please.
Thobela baetapele. Tsebe bulela moa ke tsebe asanka ka toela o fetola batho ba baholo ba bolela. Wa itseba. Withdraw. Councillor Malevana, withdraw yourself. Umruile ro bone again. Asanka ba bolela withdraw Councillor. Honorable Councillor, withdraw.
Councillor Malevana.
We are not here to play. All right, Speaker. We are not here to play. If you make a violent, you will get it.
Councillor Chula, Councillor Chula, just hold on. Councillor Chula, you are not recognized. And I'll request that if there's anything you want to raise,
Point of
follow
order,
the code of
Speaker.
conduct, please. Councillor Malaban.
Don't
Speaker,
threaten us with violence.
Councillor Malaban.
We're rising on point 76 of the rules of order.
Councillor Malabana, please
alright.
just withdraw. Stand up. Stand up, please. Stand up. Withdraw.
Selo moetapele, make o motse.
Councillor Malabana, just withdraw.
Ha ke tsebe selo moetapele. Ke
Councillor-
ba ke ja shupa mo.
Honorable Speaker,
Honorable Speaker, we are rising
All right,
on point
here withdraw.
Thank you very much. May we continue the meeting? Fellow councillors,
Honorable Speaker,
I will just make this special appeal to all of you that we need to respect ourselves. This is our council. Our conduct in this council displays ourselves very negatively to the eyes of the public. I therefore want to appeal that Councillor Bianca, just have your seat for a while. Let's get into
I'm
the
rising
real
on a
items.
point of order, Speaker.
Can I just get into the items for now, please?
Yes, before
Then
before
when
that.
the items, you'll be allowed to raise your point of order.
Before the items, I need to rise on number 91 of members stating F, listening attentively, participating in a meeting and not unnecessarily interrupting the proceedings. I would like to point your attention to something here that's going to fall on one of my caucus members' heads. So can you please ensure that this gets fixed, because this is going to fall any moment.
Thank you very much, Councillor Bianca. It will be attended to that one. Thank you so much. Councillors, let's go back to business. Executive Mayor, as I said before, it's on item number 5, reports of the Executive Arm of Council. May you ascend the stage. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for the opportunity, Honorable Speaker of Council, Councillor Masak PAD, and also the Whip of Council, Councillor Chweni Malebana, members of the Mayoral Committee, and also Chair of Chairs Section 79 chairpersons. Allow me also to acknowledge the presence of the leader for the opposition party, Councillor Mutata, the DA.
On which item? Okay, it will be arranged. Thank you very much. May you continue, Executive.
Okay, thank you very much. Also, the Democratic Alliance as led by Councillor Moke, and Freedom Front Plus as led by Councillor Clark, and also my fellow councillors administration as led by the municipal manager, and members who are viewing us from the social media platforms, and also members who are with us from the gallery. With your permission, Honorable Speaker, allow me to take this opportunity to request the member of Mayoral Committee responsible for DPEMS, Councillor Calvin Masoga, to present the draft 2023-2024 IDP budget report to Council on behalf of the Executive Authority. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, MMC Masoga. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Chairperson of Council, Executive Mayor, the Chief Whip. Protocol observed as highlighted by the Executive Mayor. The subject here is to submit the draft 2023-2024 IDP. The purpose being that this submission seeks to the approval of Council of the draft IDP and budget report for public consultation. The review IDP and budget is in line with Chapter 5, Section 34 of the Local Government Municipal Systems Act that requires that Municipal Council must review its integrated development plan annually in accordance with the assessment of its performance in terms of Section 41. The draft 2023-2024 draft IDP was presented for discussion during the Councillors' consultation engagement session, which was held on the 8th of March 2023, and also the second IDP Rep Forum on the 15th of March 2023, respectively, with a view to solicit inputs and comments. This is in accordance with the IDP process plan to ensure that all municipal stakeholders are consulted during the IDP review. Without really much ado, I've already highlighted or alluded to the consultation which was done. In terms of the legal implication, this submission is in line with Chapter 4 and Chapter 5 of the Municipal Systems Act, Act 832 of 2000, and the Municipal Finance Management Act, Act number 56 of 2003. The recommendation being that we therefore recommend that Council consider the approval of the draft IDP and budget for public comments and consultation during the 2023 April month. I thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much, MMC Masoha. Does anyone want to engage on the report?
Honorable Speaker.
Oh, is Councillor Boda? Yourself and Councillor Mtatu will follow. Councillor Boda, it's your time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We appreciate the draft IDP. There's just one concern that I didn't find the corporate calendar, the draft corporate calendar within the draft IDP. If we can just get some clarity on that, please. Thank you.
Councillor Mtata.
All right, thank you very much, the Speaker of this Honorable Council. I don't know, maybe you'll guide us. When I was checking this IDP, there is no table of contents. I don't know as to whether it is supposed to have the table of contents or not. And I'm so glad today in our IDP, if you refer to the national outcomes, we argued at length on the 18th of May 2022, having tabled 9 of them instead of 12. I'm so glad today you heeded to the call to write all the 12 national outcomes in our IDP. They are there on page 7. I'm so happy. On page 28, if you check it, there is this item number 1.5. From item 1.5 that says Limpopo MEC's 2022-2023 IDP assessment findings, then it jumped over to item number 1.8. I don't know where 1.6 and 1.7 is. May you please clarify? Maybe and lastly, on our previous IDP, there was a list of local municipalities draft projects. But the present one that we have here in our gadgets doesn't have. Maybe guide us, you'll guide us why those draft projects of the local municipalities are not there. Because previously, as a norm, we used to accept that they must be there. They must be there. Since, well, even in the preamble, you are talking about those local municipalities that are serving under the district Capricorn. So maybe if we can be guided on those things, IDP, a very nice document of this municipality. Thank you very much.
MMC Maswa, I want to take a bite.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'll start them from the bottom going up. On the draft projects that are coming from local municipalities, you'll understand that we are still consulting local municipalities as we speak. They are at their own different strategic planning. And once we have actually dealt with their consultation, is then that we'll be able to put up clear measures that will enable us to know exactly what are the things that are actually there on the local municipalities. On page 28, we'll look into that if ever there was any matter that, printing always have its own challenges. But nonetheless, we'll make it a point that moving forward from here, we'll be able to put up all those pages that are actually, or other areas that are actually missing. We appreciate the fact that there is no table of contents. We'll ensure that the table of contents, because the table of contents will as well guide you in terms of how you are supposed to deal with this matter, will be dealt with. On the process plan, I was not aware, I'm just being informed now, but of course we do have the process plan. You'll remember that when we're doing consultation with councillors, we had all these things. It might have been a problem of printing, and as a result of that, we'll go back to our referrals and ensure that all the things are as well there. That's in short, because all what we need to do for today is just to appreciate and accept that this is what we'll be going forward with. Further, make sure that whatever error that is there, we're able to deal with it and move forward and consult on a very clear level. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, MMC Masura. I think in response to what Councillor Botha requested regarding the corporate calendar.
No, I take it that the Councillor Bianca is not talking of a corporate calendar. He's speaking of a process plan. That
Councillor Botha.
Is Councillor Botha, sorry,
yeah.
I did not get it very well. Sorry, Councillor Botha, I take it that she's referring to the process plan. That is exactly what is it that I was actually referring to when I said we had that when we're dealing with councillors' consultation, and will as well make those necessary amendments at that level. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Is there any follow-up? Follow-up on Councillor Botha first, and you'll follow Councillor Mtata.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The corporate calendar is part of the draft. It's a public document. Our residents are supposed to know, and whenever we do the draft IDP, the draft corporate calendar is part of the draft IDP, as is the policies that we are doing. So hence, we are a bit behind on what we should be doing. Thank you.
Executive Mayor, I don't know, before you continue, Executive Mayor, can I check something? I'm coming to you, Councillor Mtata. Are you referring to the current financial year or the new financial year that we're heading to for 2020? Okay. So I want leadership, the EM, the executive and the mayor and MMCs to be precise in responding, because if it's vague, it may be difficult to give the precise answer. Councillor Mtata, then you'll follow and the leadership. Okay.
All right. Maybe if we check on page 268 to 275, those misplaced information, checking MMC, checking from page 268, if I'm not mistaken, to 275. If we sequence the 1 point, engeli checking, ikinyaka
Thank you, Councillor Mutata. I think you have also assisted in that regard. Corporate calendar process plan, Executive Mayor.
Thank you very much for this opportunity, Honorable Speaker. Let me also indicate in terms of the process plan, the item is still coming, but in terms of the corporate calendar, remember that local municipalities are still consolidating. So the process calendar, so that we do not have meetings which are clashing with the local municipality. We'll wait for the local municipality to final with their draft, and then finally when we go and adopt, we'll also adopt and approve the corporate calendar. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, AM. And I don't know if it's another one.
Honourable Speaker, I haven't spoken on this item yet. I thank the EM for her response on the corporate calendar. I do want to know, when is this municipality then going to advertise the full corporate calendar as per legislation, that it should be available for the communities to know that we are having meetings so that they can come and listen in to the meetings? Thank you.
As we are now still on the current calendar, corporate calendar, and the EM has explained clearly that when the process plan, that will be in July, it will come out with the new corporate calendar. So I hope the matter has been attended to, and I will wish that we continue with this important sitting. Thank you very much. I see the end of Councillor Choshi or Saral Fatah.
Okay.
Chairperson.
Thanks very much, and greetings to you, Honorable Speaker, Executive Mayor, members of Mayoral Committee, Honorable Councillors, and our officials led by Ndates Lepe. Honorable Speaker, I second the move to approve the draft IDP and budget for 2023-2024 for public participation. Thank you very much, or consultation.
Thank you, Councillor Chairperson Al-Fatani. The item 5.1.1 draft IDP 2023-2024 is approved for public participation. Thank you very much. Can we go to item number 5.1.2, Executive Mayor?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity once again. Allow me also, with your permission, Honorable Speaker, to then take this opportunity to delegate the responsibility of presenting the 2023-2024 draft budget to the MMC responsible for finance, MMC Ramukuru.
Thank you. MMC Ramukuru, ascend the stage.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Greetings to you and greetings to the Executive Mayor, Memamedi Pitefo, the members of the Mayoral Committee, the Chief Whip of Council.
Just hold on, MMC Ramukolo. Just switch off. Can Councillor Mtata?
The agenda, what is it that is happening? I reflect on teams.
Please assist technicians. No, they will assist. The technicians will come and assist. Thank you, Councillor Mutata.
But we can proceed with that.
Councillor, MMC Ramkolo, please.
Thank you very much. As I continue with the greetings, greetings to the chairperson of MPEC, Mayor Mamotata, the chairperson and chair of chairs, members of council, our officials led by Mr.
Order, Honourable
Selepe.
Speaker. Can we just ask that the MMC lifts her voice because we cannot hear her?
Honourable Speaker, the Mayoral Committee is doing this submission to Council to request Council to note and consider the tabling of the draft budgets 2023-2024 medium-term revenue expenditure framework This municipal budget was prepared according to the Municipal Finance Management Act, and the municipal budget and reporting regulations. Honorable Speaker, in terms of Section 16, subsection 1 of the MFMA, the Council of Municipality must for each financial year approve an annual budget for the municipality before the start of the financial year. And it further state that for a municipality to comply with this subsection 1, the mayor of the municipality must table the annual budget at a council meeting at least 30 days before the start of the budget year. This submission is to highlight the budget information to comply with this MFMA. The Division of Revenue is issued to show the allocations in terms of each grants, either conditional or non-conditional. We are experiencing more strain is medium-term revenue expenditure framework budget 2023-2024. Let me also indicate that most money is channeled towards the water, sanitation and water, operation and maintenance, as water is our co-function, hence from the equitable share portion and MIG conditional grant, it shows an increase allocated for repairs and maintenance. Honorable Speaker, the overall budget includes the 1,220,168,000 of grants, plus the revenue from water sales, the interest on investment, and the other income from sales of tenders and municipal services rendered. The budget, Honorable Speaker, is 85% and is grant funded. Our operating revenue, it shows an increase of 4% on the interest on investment, with a total of 40,858,000. The increase of about 5% on the water sales is total to 81 million for water and 11 million for sanitation. The table there, Honorable Speaker, is OPEX funding for the financial year 2023-2024. Our total funding in terms of the sources is 946,933,000. For the financial year 2024-2025, our budget is at 1 billion. And 2025-2026, the budget is at 1.1 billion. Honorable Speaker, operating expenditure. Let me also indicate on OPEX funding. The transfer from capital revenue. This is our own revenue to fund capital project in corporate services. Honorable Speaker, the operating expenditure and the operating budget for 2023-2024. Our total cash flow items, as outlined there, Honorable Speaker, the salaries increased to 413,983,000. Councillors' allowance increased to 20 million. General expenses amount to 224 million. Our operating projects amount to 61 million. The repairs and maintenance amounts to 31.4 million. Inventories consumed amounts to 108.4 million. The depreciation amounts to 127 1.8 million. The table is outlining everything that I've been said, Honorable Speaker. Let me also indicate that the capital budget, in terms of cost element, our CAPEX funding for 2023-2024 under the WISIC, we are having 149.3 million. For 2024-2025, it's 99.1 million, and 2025-2026 is 103.9. Our MIG is 270.4 million, and the 2024-2025 is 261.2 million, and 2025-2026 it's 248.7 million. And we also move from operations to capital, the amount of 7,402,000 for 2023-2024. Our total is 427,201,000 for 2023-2024, and for 2024 is 354.5 million, and 2025-2026 is 318.9 million. Our capital budget under water and water operation and maintenance and quality, water is 383.4 million for 2023-2024, and 2024-2025 is 328.8. 2025-2026 is 308.7 million. Our water for O&M and quality is 30.4 million, and for 2024-2025 is 10.6, and the corporate services is 13,205,000 with a total amount of 427,211,000 for 2023-2024, and for 2024-2025 is 354.5 million. 2025-2026 is 318.9 million. Let me also outline there, as indicated on the table, Honorable Speaker, that the capital budget has projects funded by own funding, water service, infrastructure grant, and municipal infrastructure. The capital budget includes the O&M as outlined at 29.6 million. The corporate services have a budget of 13 as indicated. That will cover the IT-related expenses, purchase of furniture, vehicle, and fire station fleet. Honorable Speaker, in terms of the legal implications, the draft budget is in line with the MFMA and municipal budget and reporting regulation. The budget was also prepared in compliance with the Municipal Standard Chart of Account, which is the M-square. In terms of consultation, Honorable Speaker, we have done that in the finance departments together with the units managers and executive managers in all our departments. We are therefore, as the mayoral committee recommends that council consider and know the draft budget for 2023-2024 and approves that the report be considered for public participation as follows. The total budget, which is the total funding of 1.3 billion, and on expenditure we have to the expenditure we need to spend the 1.3.74, with the total expenditure with non-cash flow transaction at 1.5 billion. Our ratios, Honorable Speaker, OPEX is at 69%, and CAPEX is at 31% for 2023-2024, and for 2024 is at 74 OPEX and CAPEX at 26%, and the 25-26 is at 74, and CAPEX is at 26%. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, MMC Ramukolo.
Sorry for, Honorable Speaker. Let me indicate that the summary is on page 5 to page 44. Thank you very much.
And you may switch off your mic. Mr. Ramokolo, thank you very much. I see the hand of Councillor Bianca and Councillor Mutola. Yeah, those two hands. Councillor Bianca Moke.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. My first question is just to find out, is this budget in reality funded? And then there's a few things that's worrisome, like sanitation in the district. I see that there's no money budgeted for any projects within sanitation, be it the refurbishments of water purification package plants or the upgrading of sewer. I'm sure that in the entrance of the letter that the mayor wrote, she spoke about the issues pertaining to water and sanitation. So we just want to know what's going on there, because that's worrisome. And then also, somewhere in this budget, we saw there's nothing happening at fire stations. So does that mean that we're spending no more money on the fire stations that's currently being fixed for the next year? Thank you.
Councillor Mthatha. Oh, Councillor Mutola.
Thanks, Honourable Speaker, and greetings to the EM and MMCs and fellow councillors. MMC Ramokolo, I was checking on the checking on the budget, how much you have budgeted for refurbishment of this building and the maintenance of this building. So while I was checking, I don't know whether I missed it because my gadget also gave me some problems. So if you can assist me as to how much are you putting aside for the refurb? I just saw the issue of procurement of furnitures and cars, and I saw something like 12 million. And you are talking also about fire services, which they are too much expensive. If we are including the furnitures and the vehicles and fire services with 2 million is too little. But also assist me. My interest is on the refurbishment and maintenance of this dilapidated building that we are in now. Thanks very much.
Councillor Chiri, I see you have raised your hand.
Good afternoon, Madam Honourable Speaker. Greetings to the Executive Mayor and her team. Of course, I would also like to convey my greetings to fellow colleagues and to the general public that's watching through Facebook. Honourable Speaker, my two questions are of course directed to the member of the Mayoral Committee of Finance. On page 7, item 106, rental offices, we've budgeted 8.7 million for rental of offices. I just wanted to know which offices, is that the MTN building that CDM is operating? Is it really convenient that we spend 8.7 on rental? Why are we not moving towards buying our own building so that we can save costs and transfer such costs to operations and maintenance for water-related issues, because we are a water service authority? Then the second question is on the legal expenses of 3 million. I just wanted to know whether this particular amount is sufficient considering the type of municipality that we are with regard to legal activities. Yeah, those are the two questions that I wanted to touch on. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you. I've seen the hand of Councillor Sandlak.
Thank you, Speaker, and good afternoon to yourself, EM, all the MMCs and councillors present. Councillor Moke touched on the fire stations and so on. What I've noticed is there is a budget for fire stations side, but it's on the gym equipment. But on the refurbishment of the fire stations, there's nothing, and that is a concern. Thank you.
Thank you very much. MMC.
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Let me indicate that this budget, Honorable Speaker, the mayoral committee is submitting the draft budget for consultation and for comments and inputs that might arise. Let me also indicate that on the sanitation, we have indicated there under OPEX funding for 2023-2024, 11.6 million. And on the issue here, the dilapidated finishers or dilapidated building, let me also indicate that our budget, we have also included the building for repairs and maintenance. Our repairs and maintenance, we are repairing on the buildings, and we are also repairing on all assets that needs to be repaired. The budget is there for the dilapidated building and also for other buildings that are around Capricorn District Municipality for our municipality. And in terms of the budget, our budget is funded, if I hear it correctly, that our budget is funded. And another one is for, I did not hear Chidi clearly, but let me also indicate that this is the draft budget. Any inputs or comments we still have to allow so that we, before we bring the final budget, if, all the inputs and comments will be submitted. Thank you very much.
Follow up. Switch it off.
Follow up.
MMC, switch off your mic.
Speaker.
I have follow-ups, 2 follow-ups, I think, from Councillor Chidi and Councillor Ntolla.
No, Speaker, it's not necessarily a follow-up. It's just to give indication to what the MMC could not hear. The 2 questions are as follows. On page 7, item 106, rental offices, it says we have budgeted 8.7 million for rental of offices. I wanted to know, are these the MTN building which CDM is operating? And if so, isn't it about time that we shift from rental to purchasing our own building so that we can save this money and transfer it to operations and maintenance in the water unit, which is currently suffering and not getting enough funds? And then the second question was legal expenses on the same page, but item number 88. We have budgeted 3 million. I wanted to know, is this 3 million sufficient for us as CDM, considering the type of municipality that we are with regard to legal activities? Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Chidi. Can you go, Councillor Mtola, follow up?
Thank you very much, Speaker. You know, I don't know what is happening with the MMC, because whether she's fast, I'm the one who's slow, or I don't know. I asked a simple question, and I said, maybe I missed it. I thought maybe it will take me through, because when you budget MMC, you have got needs that you want to go and fund them and so on and so forth. Now, I was reading on the issue of, I saw 12 million. And on the 12 million, it speaks of furnitures. And every time when we budget, I think in this municipality, it's about procurement of furnitures, tables and chairs, IT, what, and what. And I'm asking, and you can't say it's a draft. We know it's a draft. And don't include the mayoral committee. We know it's a draft. You brought it to us. You have drafted it. And then there are things that you think that you want to fund. And then you are bringing the draft that I want to fund this and this. I'm saying on the building, this building. Can you please show me the budget that you are putting aside to maintain or to refurbish this building? Me and you will agree that this building is not conducive. We have got some cases here, you know, staff members have gotten injured. Now when we're supposed to start, the councillor there, I don't know whether she's now safe. She complained that something is about to fall on her head and all those kind of things. Now, where you are now, there are some bulb lights are not appearing properly and so on and so forth. I'm asking, what are you putting aside? Because on what I'm seeing here, you are including some fire services, and me and you know very well that fire services vehicles or whatever that deals with fire services, they are too expensive. And if we are coupling the refurbishment of the building, it's good that Councillor Chidi has spoken about the rental, it's separate. So I thought maybe even about the refurbishing this building, it must be separate. Don't include it on furnitures, just to refurbish and maintain this building, because you know very well when it's rain, the building is raining. So I thought the budget will be separate. So if you can take me through, if it's on the 12 million, then we'll then have to agree that it's too little, because you are including fire stations and vehicles there, of which it means that the refurbishment will never happen of the building. So just take us slowly like that, and so that we get each other. If we're on the 2 million, then you can assist us there on the 2 million, 12 million that I saw there, so that we assist each other on, because we cannot plan and spending while our building is not in a good space. Thanks.
MMC.
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Let me just indicate that the concern, Councillor Motola, if you can check Councillor Motola on the summary of the budget allocation under corporate services on under the total, the general expenses. Under the general expenses, we have a maintenance of the building there. We have put aside 1.9 million. And on the issue of rental offices, the maintenance of building is 1.9 billion. The total, the repairs and maintenance under the general expense is 11.7 million. And the other one, Chidi, let me indicate that the MTN is an storage for, it's under inventories at Sisho. And the budget is under OPEX. I don't know if Councillor Motula. Thanks.
Ian,
well, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, and thank you for the questions raised. I just want to alert members that I do acknowledge the concerns and questions which are raised by members, but also if you check, we've also indicated under discussion that we are experiencing more strains in terms of the budget, and most money is channeled toward water, sanitation, and water operations and maintenance. But also we're noting the inputs which are made by councillors, particularly to ensure that we perhaps budget for the planning of building our own offices as an institution. And we are also taking, because I had thought I've seen somewhere on the report, particularly on issues of maintenance of the building. I just not sure about the exact page, Councillor Motola, I was looking for it. But if it's not, we will make sure that before the final approval, that is catered for. But also in terms of the sanitation, we have budgeted for sanitation. If you could check page 9 of the report under water implementation sanitation, we do have Capricorn household sanitation planning there, and there are also projects that we have budgeted for sanitation. But equally, we have embarked on a process to request assistance, particularly on our wastewater treatment in Lobahomu, where the process we are still engaging Department of Water and Sanitation. We have already currently submitted the technical reports, and we are hoping that they will approve us for our big funding so that we are able to upgrade our sewer plant. We acknowledge that we are having challenges in that regard. But we've also budgeted for something also under operations and maintenance. Usually we maintain our sewers with that budget. Thank you very much.
Now I start this side. Councillor Mutula and then Councillor Bianca will follow.
EM. Now let's go to the document. Let's start to work.
Let's work.
It says, I don't know, because the one I'm using the manual one. I can't.
Okay.
Sorry, Speaker. Okay, Finance and Administration. I'll just read the title. I don't see the page below. They don't have pages here. And I think, is it Councillor Clark raised one? I think you saw it there. Yes. Of refurbishment of fire station. I don't know whether she got the answer, but I'll pass that one. I'll go to replacement of council chamber and function room carpets. Also, there's nothing there. And then you go to disposal of machinery and equipment. Also, there's nothing but on disposal of vehicles. And then you have got something there. Are we on the same page, EM? They don't have pages. But the title says Finance and Administration. The title, the heading of the title says? Administration and logistics.
Line item 50, 51, 52. And you also go to page 23, which is line item 53, 54.
Okay. No, I'm fine.
Harshumi, thank you.
Councillor Mutula, thank you very much for being responded to. Switch off. We are now on Councillor Bianca. You make follow-up.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Councillor Clark also had a hand up. I don't think you can see us this far behind. We'll move to the front. We'll send the people that never speaks to the back. I'm kidding. Just a light note. Anyway, so I asked the question, is this budget funded? I got an answer. The EM explained in very much detail. I really appreciate that. But now my question is, MIG funds. There's an item coming later on with the intention to withdraw MIG funds. If those funds are withdrawn, is this budget still funded? Thank you.
I've seen the hand of Sandlak. Councillor Sandlak.
Thank you, Speaker. I was not answered on the fire stations refurbishment. Thank you.
Budget for fire stations, not enough. Can we respond to that?
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. I think on the pages that we were referring to, there is general maintenance of buildings there, which is 1.9, allocated for the financial year 2023-2024. And I think buildings include also the refurbishment of or the maintenance of fire stations there. Colleagues, okay, it's fine. What I've also indicated is that...
Just hold on, Executive Mayor. Anyone who sees it not to be true will raise up his or her hand. So chorus will not work. Thank you very much. May you continue, Executive Mayor? Then they will raise up. Just hold on.
Okay.
They will raise up their hands when they have to make follow-ups. Continue.
Also, particularly in terms of our budget, we have so little and yet we need to do so much. And I've also time and again indicated that if you could check, our main focus is on water, provision of water and sanitation, also operations and maintenance underwater. That's what we have done. Perhaps what we also do is perhaps to consider before the final draft the budgeting of fire station, because if you recall, in the previous financial year, we had made provision for the refurbishment of our fire station. Maybe in the outer years, we could put something for the maintenance of our stations. But also, on the question that has been raised by Councillor Moke, that is for this financial year. The letter, the report that is still coming is this for this financial year. This draft is for the next financial year. So the letter has nothing to do with this current budget that we are that we want to take for public participations. Thanks.
Councillor Sandlerk, are you not answered? Okay.
Not totally, thank you, Speaker. Because if we can budget for gym equipment, we can certainly budget for fire station refurbishment. There is line items specifically for those items and not general buildings. Thank you.
MMC Silamulela.
Thanks, Honorable Speaker, and greetings to the Executive Mayor and fellow councillors in our administration. I think the Executive Mayor has clearly indicated that in the previous financial years, we put budget aside for refurbishment of fire stations. And when we realized that we are hitting, that's why we did not have something, but we are taking into consideration the inputs that have been raised. The reason why we are also putting in issues of gym equipment, we are intending to open a new fire station. And one of the key issues when it comes to officials who are operating in our fire stations is that they must maintain being fit. Because the type of equipment that they use, the WIMA, it's a necessary budget that we are putting aside for this gym equipment. Thanks very much.
Thank you, MMC Slamulela. Chairperson Martin Manarichoshi, Councillor.
Honorable Speaker, thanks very much. Greeting to yourself, the Executive Mayor, members of the Mayoral Committee, chairpersons of portfolio committees, and fellow councillors in our administration. Chairperson, we rise to second that the council approve the draft budget for the 2023-2024 financial year, and that it should be further be subjected to public participations and consultation. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Draft budget for 2023-2024 has been approved and furthermore referred to the public for more scrutiny. Thank you very much. Can we move over to item number 5.1.3, the draft budget and related policies for 2023-2024? Executive Mayor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity once again. The submission is made to Council to table the budget-related policies for 2023-2024, MTREF, for Council to consider and approve the draft budget-related policies. And the policies are in line with Section 16 of the Local Government Municipal Finance Management Act of 56, Section 17, subsection 3. And also, these policies give guidance towards the direction on the financial management within an institution. Let me also indicate that there are currently no changes on the following policies: credit control and debt collection policy, cash and investment policy, tariff policy, tariff structure. The only change is the tariff structure policy. Well, it is a pricing structure. The municipality charges a customer for services. The tariff for 2023-2024 financial year, 2024-2025, and 2025-2026 was increased by 5% for all 3 years respectively, as per the guidance in the budget circular issued by the provincial treasurer. And there are no changes in the environment policy, the petty cash policy, the supply chain policy, asset management policy, delegation of powers policy, indigent policy, bad debt provision and write-off policy, cost containment policy, and also no changes on our revenue enhancement strategy and also retention policy. All the budget-related policies are in line with Municipal Finance Management Act and also other relevant legislation. And we are indicating that consultations with the public, that is what we intend to do, and also stakeholder will unfold upon Council's approval of the draft policies. We are therefore recommending that Council consider and approve the draft 2023-2024 related policy for public participation and also stakeholder consultations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Executive Mayor. When we were in the middle of the presentation, I just saw the hand of Councillor Bianca Moke before you could even come to an end of the presentation. And thank you very much anyway. Can we allow Councillor Bianca Moke just to interact with the presentation?
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. I read beforehand, so I knew what the EM was going to say. I actually want to second her on this item and then just ask that this municipality start implementing these policies, because there's no changes, so we're still using this year's policies. So start getting that bad revenue in, the money that's not being paid. Start implementing and getting our money in so that we can do the refurbishment of everything that we just complained about in the previous item. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Bianca. Is there anyone who wants to have a bite on this one? Because Councillor Bianca already has seconded the presentation by the Executive Mayor. So I think we're getting the other hand to second again, I guess so. I say, Councillor Mtula, sorry, just come on, Councillor Mtula.
What do I second if I can? So I can second the Honourable Speaker system. I'm not seconding. I'm giving an input on the EM on credit control policies. All policies are proper, are fine, but you know, it's like when you come here in 2023 and someone gives you a risk register that was done in 1994. So the question will be, when did we review these policies? Are these policies still effective? They don't need changes and so on and so forth. I'm raising this now because we've got a lot of money lying out there, and we've got credit control and debt collection policy that we have. But still, in terms of collecting, we're still not collecting enough. But we've got a policy that is nice. You can present it to Treasury, to everywhere. You can even give it to other municipalities to benchmark. But the question is, why are we not using them in the effect of the municipality so that the municipality can benefit? I'm talking about the credit and control. There's a lot of the municipal funds that are lying down there. So I'm trying to say, in terms of collecting, we're not collecting very well, but we've got policies that we are saying they are fine, they are proper, but we're not collecting. So we need to look into this credit control and debt collection policy and check if is there anything that we can add or remove in that policy, EM, so that we can get our money? We cannot just have policies and then, but when we have to collect, we're saying we're struggling in terms of collection, while we've got the policy that we're saying is proper. If the policy is effective, Honorable Speaker, therefore we'll see the results in the other hand, that indeed the policy is active. So in terms, I'm just worried on the one of credit control and debt collection, that we need to scrutinize it properly and see what we can amend there so that we can be able to collect money. Thank you very much, Speaker. And then I will second the report.
Thank you very much. I think Councillor Motola is very clear to say, in addition to that, let's put that into practice. It should not just be a paper, let it practicalize it and make it work effectively. Thank you very much. The presentation has been seconded by Councillor Bianca and Councillor Motola with those additions. Can we now move over to item number 5.1.4, draft reviewed organizational structure. EM, exactly.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. With your permission, I am requesting that MMC Slamulela present the report on behalf of the executive.
MMC Slamulela.
Thanks, Honorable Speaker. We are bringing to this council the draft reviewed organizational structure, taking into consideration the fact that as we embark on this IDP and budget, we need to ensure that our jobs will follow the functions. And we're also doing this thing, taking into consideration the fact that we are now implementing the municipal staff regulation as promulgated, but we are also taking into consideration the fact that we need to ensure that we move in line with these regulations. But as we bring these things to this council, we're actually saying that we are bringing this thing for public consultation, and we want the Department of Corporate Services to be the one that is going to be able to ensure that as this thing comes back to council, it has thoroughly led in this process and ensured that all the things that are finally coming back to council are the ones that are in line with the legislations that we have. There are positions, I believe honorable members have gone through them, where we are basically indicating that there are areas where we are going to change names, basically because this is how it is put in the new municipal staff regulations, because there's a need for us to comply. Because as audit comes, it's going to look at our readiness and our way of implementing these new regulations, because they've come into effect. But we're also looking at an issue of saying that there are certain positions like your telephonists, which we believe that they need to go to communications, but also taking into consideration the fact that in the political office now, these posts are now linked to the term of office of the incumbents, and in the office of the executive mayor, there's a need for the executive mayor to have a special advisor, and we are saying that in line with those regulations, we need to ensure that the post mayoral support in EM's office in Sam's department is amended to special advisor, and we're bringing this to this council that the draft reviewed organizational structure be taken for public consultations and stakeholder engagements, taking into consideration the fact that we want to ensure that jobs follow functions. Thanks very much.
Thank you, MMC Slamulela. I will now afford Councillor Councillor Ramapoko, and just hold on, just hold to have a bite on the presentation made by MMC Slamulela, and then Councillor Bianca to take second bite. Councillor Ramapoko.
Yeah, thanks, Speaker, and our party leader, Mr. Mutata. Thank you. Ka bokopana re no ra re tseba gore o ne le joblessness, o ne le unemployment e ntšhi mo. Here sa speed up go fill up the vacant spaces, redetail service delivery. And maybe as government, it looks like we are promoting this joblessness because of these things CDM could fill up. Can they apply catalyst at a very space of time? Will assist the speeding up of appointments in all those vacancies positions as it's delay service delivery to our people, and it's making our people to deteriorate. Joblessness is more high. 36% is more than is part of the youth. All the youth are not working, and as government sitting there with these vacancies, a lot of them, it looks like we are promoting joblessness. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Ramaphosa. As government sitting here, all of us, it seems we are promoting joblessness. I agree with the submission that let's speed up the affiliation of posts. Councillor Bianca.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. I'm going to raise something on this item, which is on the background. Last year in February, we were sitting at a meeting or a get-together in Bella Bella, when AG said that they were writing to Treasury about the fact that this municipality keeps on spending money in places like Bella Bella or wherever that's not close to home when we've got all the facilities in this area. So I would like to know why we are still taking people all the way out of Polokwane, where we've got all these facilities where we can support these people here, to go to Bella Bella to go and do committees or to go and do strategic sessions when we've got everything here. AG wrote to Treasury, and it's going to be a question that they're going to ask again.
Councillors, can I just remind you that we're on item number 5.1.4, draft reviewed organizational structure. I'm coming. No, I just want to bring back the councillors so that the presentation made by Councillor Slamlela, MMC Slamlela, is on item number 5.1.4 on the draft, what is it, draft reviewed organizational structure. Councillor Mutola. Councillor Mutola.
Let me come in. EM, we see the draft reviewed organizational structure. Now, Edin, I want to speak to what, yes, I think I'm on order to speak. Now, Edin, from what the colleague just said on this draft organizational structure, what I want to check is the PMS. Because sometimes we find out maybe these unions that we have are the ones that are pushing us that, I'm not saying they are doing it. I'm saying that some find that they are pushing us that we must create position and so forth and so forth. But I wanted to brief us about how our PMS is done. Are we doing good? The people that we are hiring to drive, but and if they are doing that, how do you evaluate them in terms of PMS? I'm not saying it's done, but I'm just saying give us a weight to say everyone that is employed in CDM. If you're employed, because if you lower or how do you then the PMS comes in? Performance what? Yes. So Osata Kralo or Reba to Majari Weva 100%, what. But the person amo are reaching war. So as much as we see a lot of vacant positions and all those kind of things, but equally, I don't have a problem already large. Equally, let us look into let us look into that. These people by Hirelwa, the positive by Hirechumo by Kumanua mo uba berekela mo uchona, so that our PMS must be aligned and proper like that. So I just wanted to hear from you that here in the CDM, how are the things being done in terms of PMS and the people that were hiring? Thanks very much.
MMC.
Thanks, Honorable Speaker. Let me indicate that after we have adopted our IDP and budget, we then develop the service delivery and budget implementation plan, which therefore then informs the contracts, performance contracts of senior managers. Then it then cascades down to all lower levels. Each and every individual in the institution signs a performance contract based on the job that that particular person is occupying. I'll cite an example. Manager Council Support now, as we speak, he has been acting as executive manager since, which therefore means that he has his performance contract of being Manager Council Support, but he has also an added responsibility again now, which you must also evaluate that particular position, because I agree it's a position for the whole year, which is also occupying. Then he then has to sign another one. Now, if ever there are people who are acting on particular positions, that will then happen as and when those people act on those particular positions. But our PMS, as from where we're sitting, it's proper and is doing well because we're able to evaluate the performance of our employees properly. But the second thing is that currently we have advertised posts, although it's not in line. I'm just responding, Honorable Speaker. It's not in line with what I've just said. We have advertised posts which are closing on Friday. We have put systems in place to ensure that we finalize capturing and then we appoint people, because more especially, our priority is infrastructure. We have been given a clear, strict mandate by the executive mayor that we need to prioritize infrastructure, because the reason why we are here is that we must be able to render services to our communities. And that is what we are going to do. We are going to start capturing infrastructure posts so that we start by appointing people who are going to assist us when it comes to issues of service delivery. We'll always, Executive Mayor, when we have dates for sessions, we'll always try to get places that can be convenient for us to do that work. And in the process, if we don't have those places within those particular dates near, that's where we'll be able to go somewhere else. We're not just saying that we're doing these things because we don't want to assist local business. We're doing that. But the other thing that members must also take into consideration is that there are certain responsibilities when you do them. There's a need for you to be focused, not be able to come back to the office. Because when you are closer and nearer, the temptation of you being called back to the office is much higher, which might also defeat the objective of that particular responsibility that you are trying to execute at that particular time. We are dealing with issues of joblessness, like we indicated, Honorable Speaker. This council, in its entirety, has adopted a budget that begins to not just deal with joblessness, but to render services to our people, because as we create these positions, we are creating them so that we are in a position to go and ensure that services are rendered to our people. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much. Follow up, Councillor Mtola, and I see the end of Councillor Achidi. And Ramapoko, will be the last one.
Yeah, thanks, MMC Slamlel. I heard you and I agree with you on terms of managers. Yes, I was speaking on the lower levels, going down. Like if you cleaner, why cry lower udirisha miracle mo is being go I reach away. I never like you about him. Una miracle really post off fapa. And then why cry lower. For example, I'm giving a scenario. Kemo tata shoe. Again, kilo com ana grade 12. Marona license. I hear out cleaner mara. I fetch hero cleaner. Mara matata are clean. Yeah, now it's our driver gulia maspala. We are marking mereko mu. So when you measure that person based on what? You can't measure that person, and it's a lot of a problem because measure you am because as a miracle or I reach you on, but because ebe re nyako e bereka o ra kgona grasp pal rile ra re o no apply mmereko wa to ba takala mare tseba hore o na license le ngore a drive koloi. So I was speaking on that one. Not on management, I'm satisfied because day to day re deal and everything. That's number one. Number two, MMC, which is the last one. That's why I wanted you to stand up so that Nalo and Alhono or the system. Update us. Did you write the letters to our political leaders who are leadership of the branches and also working in this municipality, and then also tell us how many months are left? You know, since the implementation of the regulation, there were months that were given by the president that after this following months, we must then effect the legislation. So, kinangana utwa mola baro wa implement of itana bial. Kinana rokaro kabashika di khwedi je pedi ba ja tharo. Age sure ke je kae. So now, Councillor Christie, I'm on the floor. Now, what I want to know, did they receive the letters? Did we notify them? Just update us as a council. Agras Piri. Marara ikutishan. This thing has been gazetted, and now Richard Dibona Gichare Kobare in what idila pili what some ya kai arna problem le tsona tšeo re gopela tswa rena o shota khwedi tše kae tše legislation e re fileng ka tšona rena as masipala re dirile eng? Did we inform the people? I want to raise this thing that do we have them? If arna bona it's okay, let's proceed, it's fine. Re acknowledge our rena as the municipality we don't have. If we have, did we inform them? Do they know of the legislation? How many months are left to effect that legislation? And if maybe the legislation we are getting old. I'm getting old, I can see. Thank you very much, MMC.
Councillor Bianca and Ramapoko, you'll follow. Councillor Chidi?
No, it's okay, Speaker. Let me withdraw, Speaker. On a serious note, I wanted to address on page 311, item 2.1, the following inputs were made and added to the structure as presented. It says that a total of 56 funded positions were identified on the structure, out of which 24 had already been advertised as per the advertised posts on the CDM website. And then it speaks of, in total, 82 positions were advertised. So I just want to understand, this 56, was it not in relation to starting from July going that way onwards? And then 82 yeki, will it be inclusive of what we had been budgeted for in the previous year? Because when you look at the numbers, it might seem like Okari, we are done. Rekasatla advertiser anymore because the funded 56 would have already been covered under 82. Unless Lori, this 82 is inclusive of what would have been budgeted for in the previous year. Just one clarity in that regard, and then we can move forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillor Rampo.
Yeah, thanks, Speaker. Now, can you go to the vacancies kamuka? Di feed up because of risk togela tše dingwe morago ke tsona tšao di gore re palele ko dia service to our people. All the vacancies must be filled. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Ramapoko. You may switch off your mic. Okay. Now you are with us. Dear panelists, shout thanks. Chief Whip.
Your Honour, Speaker and the Executive Mayor, and all protocol observed. There are two questions that are very pertinent, but we ask them in passing because they are not necessarily on the agenda in terms of the heading of what is put on the table. If the people who ask them, they don't have a problem, we may ask the executive to bring a report in the next meeting. First, about the question of positions that were funded for the year that is ending now in June, first. And secondly, the law that was passed last year or became effective last year in that month, relating to what Honorable Mutulev asked. Also, it will be better if we get a focus report that will deal with it without dealing with it under a review organizational structure, because ideally we're supposed to be talking about the structure that should respond to the IDP that we are dealing with, not what is not reviewed, because of course they are written there, they are not wrong, because it is in the report. But I think it's better if we although they will respond, but it must come as a full report that tell us about what we have done. Thank you.
Thank you very much. MMC, sister, you have something to add? Or thank you. MMC?
Speaker, I think the Chief Whip has responded to actually indicate that we'll need to submit a report that will basically detail all the things that have been raised by members in terms of the number of posts and all these other things. And I would humbly say we will, in the next council, submit that report. Thanks.
Thank you, fellow councillors. I think now we can move over. I see the hand of Chairperson Mutabine.
Thanks very much, Honorable Speaker. Good afternoon to your good self, Executive Mayor, Chief Whip of Council, members of mayoral committees, Chair of Chairs, Chairperson of Section 79, Honorable Councillors, official led by MM. I rise to second MMC Slamulela that Council approved the draft review organizational structure for public and stakeholder consultation. Thanks very much.
Thank you, the Chairperson Mutavine. A draft reviewed organizational structure has been approved and referred to the public for further consultation. Thank you very much. Can we move over to item number 5.1.5, reviewed service delivery and budget implementation plan 2022-2023. Executive Mayor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity once again. We are submitting the revised SDBIP for 2022-2023 financial year for consideration and approval by Council. This is after mid-year assessment of the performance of the municipality, which is in terms of Section 72 of Municipal Finance Management Act, which guided us that there is a need for adjustment budget and consequently review of the SDBIP. And a summary of the reviewed targets and budget is provided for on page 9 to page 92 of the attached revised SDBIP, and also the rationale thereof is provided in the draft revised SDBIP scorecard. We are recommending that Council should then approve the revised SDBIP for 2022-2023 financial year.
Thank you, Executive Mayor. Councillors. I see the hands of Councillor Pukulu.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Greetings to everyone in this meeting. Let me rise to second the submission by the Executive Mayor that the revised SDB for 2022-2023 be approved and considered. Thank you.
Thank you very much. On item number 5.1.6, report on the 2022-2023 IDP process plan amendment. Executive Mayor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I will request, with your permission, that MMC Masoga present the report.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. the Executive Mayor. The purpose of this submission is to highlight to Council the need for us to amend the process plan. The purpose is very clear, it's highlighted on page 364. The background outlines very well what are the rationale and reasons behind the amendment, the discussions. It outlines as well the intention and the reason why we were able to request this through the mayoral committee. The legal implication, the amendments for the 2022-2023 IDP and budget review process plan is guided by the extract of the framework item 5.1.4 of the framework, which clearly stipulates that the district executive mayor or mayoral committee may, due to unforeseen circumstances, after consultation with local municipalities, effect amendments to the framework or the process plan. The recommendation here is that it is therefore recommended that Council note the amendments of the 2022-2023 IDP process plan framework as a result of the shifting of management strategic planning, which was scheduled to take place on the 23rd to the 24th, but later took place on the 27th to the 28th of this very same year, February this very same year. Further notes for your ease reference are there from starting from page 366 to page 387. Thank you very much.
Thank you, MMC Masora. The item is for noting. It's for approval. The item is for approval. Councillors, can we have a bite on that? Ralph Fatan, Chairperson Ralph Fatan.
Okay, thanks very much.
Just before we stand up, MMC Masora, may you refer that as a matter for approval, please?
Thank you. Because of the changes that are actually affected, is a matter for approval. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Chairperson Al-Fatah.
Thanks very much, Honorable Speaker. I stand to second the move to approve the IDP process plan as presented by the MMC. Thank you very much.
Honorable Speaker.
Councillor Bianca Moke.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I just wanted to ask if the recommendation can please be added onto the item so that when we pull it again, it shows both recommendations. One for noting the above and the second one for noting the approval. Thank you.
What she's saying is that even in the document must refer the one for note and for approval, must reflect that, I think is what she's saying.
Chairperson, the amendments that are made in council are basically for that. And once we have recorded that through our own systems, it makes that everything will be in order along the line. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Can we move over to item number 5.1.6? Report on the IDP 20, am I correct? Yeah, item number 5.1.6, report on the 2022-2023 IDP process plan amendment. We're done. Okay, thank you very much. It means you are with me. Item number 5.1.7, notice of intention to stop funds due to underperformance or non-compliance of MIG. Executive.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Let me also indicate in advance that this item is for noting on a lighter note. Honorable Speaker, this is basically to inform Council about the letter that we've received from National Treasury regarding the intention to stop MIG funds due to underperformance. Well, based on DORA condition, all municipalities receiving more than 100 million of grants should be able to spend at least 45% by December. CDM has reported MIG expenditure of 18% by end of December 2022. And I'm going to give reasons. We have received, the Office of the MM received a letter from National Treasury on the 17th February 2023 indicating intention to stop 56.8 million MIG allocation of the districts. Not only the district municipality which has received this letter, but also those municipalities which have not been spending accordingly. And we were able also to respond. We were given 7 days to respond to the letter, which we have done. If councillors can recall, last year, on the 25th February, National Treasury informed organs of state of the regulation outcome of the Constitutional Court judgment of the 16th February 2022 between the Minister of Finance and also Afri Business regarding 2070 preferential procurement regulations. And then in the letter, National Treasury advised as follows. Tenders advised before the 16th February be finalized in terms of procurement, and also tenders advertised on or after 16 February be held in abeyance, and also no new tender should be advertised. So this stopped our intention to do what we call forward planning. So based on that, we could not be able to then advertise on time. So now I must also indicate that so I'm sure you are all aware, and the municipal manager has also indicated commitment by CDM to spend 100% of the total MIG allocation for the financial year by end of June 2023, and requested National Treasury to not take money because the district has already committed contractors. National Treasury has also acknowledged that they indeed have received our letter, and we are currently waiting for the feedback. So attached to the report is the letter from National Treasury, and also the response that we've written to National Treasury, and we also included a progress report in terms of our expenditure. We have also done what we call, it's an acceleration plan. And perhaps also to add on that, we are having bi-monthly meetings wherein the mayoral committee members are receiving progress in terms of each project so that we are able to fast-track expenditure. And I must also confirm that we seem to be doing very well in terms of expenditure, and we're also committing to this council that we will be able to then spend all the allocation MIG allocated to us before the end of the financial year. This report is for Noti, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Executive Mayor. We have been very clear in the opening of the council. May I repeat, this one is for 5.1.7. Notice of intention to stop funds due to underperformance or non-compliance on MIG, which is for noting, and therefore will be treated as such. I see the end of Councillor Mample.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, Executive Mayor, the Whip of Council, and Tumelenkili Tamisheka Mugaka Khati. Let's appreciate our prompt response to the letter from National Treasury, and also appreciate...
Just hold on there. Again, we must do what we always say we must do correct. This matter is for noting, and therefore is noted. The best English I can do. Thank you very much.
Noted by who? Speaker, noted by who?
This item... This matter is noted by this council. Thank you very much. Can we move? Can we move over to? Thanks, Councillor Mutola. Thanks. Can we move over to item number 5.2? 5.1.8, Transversal Policy Instruments, GIS Policy, Research and Development Framework, and Provincial Policy Framework. Executive Mayor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I'm also going to request MMC Masoga to present item 5.1.8, Transversal Policy Instruments.
Executive Mayor, thank you very much, and Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity. The purpose of this submission is for Council to consider and adopt the Transversal Policy Instrument Geographic Information System as per recommendation by the Office of the Premier. And I take it that members were given ample time to read through this very same report. I will move to the purpose, which is on page 439, so that we can be able to note exactly what is it that is expected out of us. The policy itself is to ensure that GIS is institutionalized and mainstreamed in the whole provincial administration, further to promote the effective use of sharing of spatial information for integrated planning and informed decision-making in the implementation of government policy priorities, advance and strengthen the role of GIS function in the monitoring and evaluation of government services, establish multi-stakeholder platform to coordinate GIS activities in the province, promote rational and equitable distribution of resources for effective service delivery, promote easy access to spatial information through provincial enterprise GIS, protect and advance the interest of government in all GIS-related transactions. In terms of the legal implications, this policy is guided by the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, Public Administration Act, Act number 11 of 2014, Geometric Professions Act, Act number 54 of 2003, Intergovernmental Relation Framework, Act number 56 of 2003, Spatial Data Infrastructure Act of 2003, Promotion of Access to Information, which is SPIRE, Protection of Personal Information Act, Act number 4 of 2013. The recommendation here is that the Transversal Policy Instrument Government Information System be adopted by this Council. Furthermore, municipal managers should consider the framework and guidelines for the implementation of GIS within the provincial administration. I thank you, Honorable Speaker. There's a letter from the Office of the Premier. There's a document that outlines exactly what is it which is expected out of us. On that note, I thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you very much, MMC Masoa. And that one is for approval by this Council. Councillors? I see the hands of Councillor Bianca Moke.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I think somebody's mic is on with yours. Can everybody hear me? I'm just worried about the wording of recommendation number 2 that states that the municipal manager should consider the framework. I think council has to give the baton over to the municipality to tell him you have to implement the framework and the GIS system. I don't think the word consider must be in that recommendation because it has to be implemented now. So we are giving instruction to the MM to implement the GIS system.
In fact, you are completing the presentation of Council MMC Masoa. Thank you very much for that, Councillor Bianca. Councillor Machaba, Chairperson, I've seen your end.
No, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Let me greet the Executive Mayor and
Mayoral Committee. Let me also greet Chief Whip of this council, leaders of the opposition parties, Section 79 chairpersons, my colleagues, honorable councillors. I'm standing here to support the adoption of the GIS transversal policy instruments. Thank you very much. As presented by MMC Maso. Thank you very much. The item is approved, ready for implementation. Thank you very much. Can we move over to item number 5.1.9, extension of SLA with Urban Econ on development of Mutumo trading post. Executive Mayor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. With your permission, I can request MMC Masoga to present the request to for the extension of the service level agreement with Urban and Econ Development Economists on the development of Mutumo trading post.
MMC Masoga.
Thank you, Executive Mayor, and once more thank you, the Speaker of Council. The purpose of this submission is to request Council to consider and adopt. Hey, I'm wrong. So sorry.
It's on page 460 to 511.
I'm aging like Honorable Councillor Mutola is aging, you know. No, I did not call for dialogue in any way. The extension of service level agreement with Urban Econ Development Economist on the development of Mutumo trading post. The purpose is to request Council to consider and approve the extension of the service level agreement with Urban Econ Development Economist on the development of Mutumo trading post into a tourist node in the district. The introduction, it is very clear that everyone else knows that Capricorn District Municipality, DPEMS, is implementing project number 29 of the development of Mutumo trading post as approved by 2022-2023 as DBIP. The implementation of this project can be achieved through the service level agreement on the trading post, can be extended with Urban Econ Development Economists. The background, I'm not going to read the background, Honorable Speaker, because the background of this, the formation of how Mutumo is, its location, is better known by all members of this council. But suffice to say that the request here is that we extend the service level agreement with Urban Econ based on the fact that the National Treasury has not as yet finalized on the perusal of the work that they are supposed to do, which will lead to the approval of the public-private partnership agreement, which we expect that we should have. And it is for this reason that National Treasury wrote a letter to us to say we must extend so that there must be no vacuum in between the date of approval by National Treasury and when this very same company is actually relinquishing its post. With a recommendation that the extension of service level agreement with Urban Econ Development Economies be approved in order to complete phase 2 of the project, which is to secure or procure the strategic partner for the project. The service level agreement be extended from the 30th of December 2022 to the 31st of August 2023 to cover all procurement processes as per public-private partnership model guidelines as highlighted by National Treasury. The service level agreement be subject to Section 116A and B of the Municipal Finance Management Act, Act number 56 of 2003. The Office of the Municipal Manager be mandated to finalize the agreement and ensure compliance with all necessary pieces of legislation and prescript. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, MMC Masoha. Councillor Chidi.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'd also like to thank my caucus leader, Honorable Councillor Bianca Mock, and further extend greetings to the EM and the members of the mayoral committee, and also greet fellow colleagues. Speaker, I just want to ask one question. With regard to recommendation 2, while we extend this particular agreement with urban development economists, I just want to understand something. Should it be that this particular entity fails to execute its responsibility of getting us a PPP partner, what is going to be our way forward? Are we going to consider this as a wasteful expenditure or what? Because August is not far. The likelihood that they might find that PPP partner is very slim. So I just want to know what is going to be our plan moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much, MMC Masoha.
Well, I'm not a pessimistic person in my own nature. And the fact that we have traveled this far with Urban Econ and National Treasury, and there's a clear indication which tells us that we are likely to get a partner, leaves no room in my mind that I should be pessimistic in any way. But suffice to say that this is the work that we are supposed to do. Mutumo Trading Post is part and parcel of our work of ensuring that we are able to make it run. And it will try all measures that will enable us to ensure that at least we are able to do that which is right. And we are doing this in collaboration with Urban Econ and National Treasury for that matter, and we hope that will definitely succeed. Thank you.
Councillor Bianca Moke.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I commend the efforts that we put into this, but between Waterberg District, between Capricorn District Municipality, National Treasury, Provincial Treasury, there's been 22 million rand that's been spent on this. That's taxpayers' money. So we need to know what is the plan going forward. I hear that the councillor says that he cannot answer in terms of what is going to happen, but we need to have answers, because how can we tell taxpayers, no, we're putting another 2 million rand into this, and we already spent 22 million rand on this project, whether it be us, national, provincial treasury, it doesn't matter. It's taxpayers' money.
MMC Masoha.
Honorable Speaker, we were requested by this August House, because we are unable to source it out of our own coffers, that we should seek a way of getting people that will come as a result of public-private partnership. This council advertised for this very same matter in line with the regulations as put forth by National Treasury guidelines. We are almost at the last lap of our work of ensuring that we get a public-private partner for that project to run. And hence we are saying, and National Treasury as well is saying, now that we have traveled this far and we are left with less than 5 to 6 months to complete this work that we have actually started, let us continue with these people and ensure that at least whatever investment, that which of course the Department of Transport did some years back were then able to make it to yield result in this few number of months that we are having. And that is the reason why we are saying, as Capricorn District Municipality, as a portfolio committee, we have done this. We have submitted to the mayoral committee. The mayoral committee as well has shown a bit of commitment to this very same project. And that is why we're urging this council as well to make sure that we create the jobs that which, of course, councillors were able to say we need to make sure that we create jobs, unless if ever we don't feel the pain of joblessness. But if we really feel the pain of joblessness, it is for this reason that we should make a task of ensuring that whatever small avenue that we have to move forward with it and ensure that we are able to deal with it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, MMC Masoha. I've seen the hand of Chairperson Ralfatan.
Thanks very much, Honorable Speaker. I stand to second the move that Council consider and approve the extension of the service level agreement with Urban Econ Development Economies on the development of Mutumong Trading Post into a tourist node in the district as presented by the MMC responsible for DPEMS. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chairperson Ralfatan. An extension of SLA with the Urban Econ on development of Mutumo Trading Post has been approved by this council. Thank you very much. Can we move over to item number 5.1.10, 2022-2023 MEC's IDP assessment report. Executive Mayor.
Thank you very much. I see MMC Masowa already is standing up to present the 2022-2023 MEC's IDP assessment report to council.
MMC Masowa.
This report is for noting, Honorable Speaker. And I take it that apart from the fact that we'll be reading through it now, when we're making assessment of the IDP in the assessment phase, we've actually inserted the comments that were made by the Honorable MEC. But suffice to say that because it is in this council, let me just go through it, but already the results you know. The purpose of this submission is for council to note the 2022-2023 MEC IDP assessment report. I will take you through to indicate that the assessment itself, as made by the Honorable MEC, makes it very clear that our IDP is in compliant, full compliant with all the necessary pieces of legislation. It's aligned to the SDBIP, the budget and everything. The same with Blauberg, the same with Mole. With Polokwane is partially aligned, which needs to be helped to ensure that they are able to align themselves in a very proper manner. With Lepelle Nkumpi municipality not aligned. And the responsibility, therefore, is that we should ensure that at least we assist where possible to make sure that their alignment is done in line with the prescript as expected. On page 513, it is therefore recommended that 1, council note the MEC IDP assessment report. The municipal manager should consider the findings and the recommendation and made in the report to improve on the 2023-2024 IDP as expected. So the task that which lies ahead is that now that we're able to make it very well in the previous financial year, moving forward to the next financial year, we must as well ensure that we are keeping the ball, we'll keep our eye on the ball in one or the other. I thank you, and assist where necessary. Thank you.
Thank you very much, MMC Masoa. 2022-2023 MEC CDP assessment report has been noted by this council. Thank you very much. Can we move over to item number 5.1.11? What is the hand for Councillor Njana?
Thank you very much, Speaker, and greetings to you. Yeah, on this report, I know it's for noting, yeah.
Thank you very much. May you take your seat?
No, there is something that
may you take your
I wanted clarity.
No, may you take your seat?
Because it was two
No,
purposes.
take
so
your
we want
seat.
to know which purpose must we note.
Thank you. You'll submit that one. Thank you very much. Can we just comply? Can we move on to item number 5.1.11?
Thank you so much.
Just hold on. Can I continue? Progress report on recruitment of executive managers for DPEMS and SEMS. Executive Mayor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity. The purpose is, as you have outlined, just to give an update on the recruitment process of the two senior positions, which is the Executive Manager, Strategic and Management Services, and also Development Planning and Environmental Management Services. Council can recall that we had declared vacancies for the two positions after the resignations of the former executive managers for the positions. And after that, the position of Executive Manager SEMS was advertised during the month of December 2022, and the advert closed on the 12th January 2023. And for the Executive Manager DPEMS, the position was advertised in January 2023, and also the advert closed on the 1st February 2023. And municipalities received 13 applications for both positions. A shortlisting session was conducted on Thursday, the 23rd February 2023, for both positions, and 9 candidates were shortlisted for both positions, for Executive Manager SEMS, and also 10 for Executive Manager Development Planning and Environmental Services. Well, the Human Resource Unit is currently in the process of screening all shortlisted candidates for both positions in line with Section 14, subsection 1 of the Local Government Regulations on Appointment and Conditions of Employment for Senior Managers. As soon as the reports are available, the processes of interview will commence. So where we are now, we are waiting for the processes of the screening of candidates, and this process is done by external bodies. So the report is basically to present to Council for noting progress in relation to these two positions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Executive Mayor. This Council is noting the following the progress report on recruitment of executive managers for DPEMS and SEMS. Can we move over to item number 5.2, reports of the legislative arm of Council, which is 5.2.1, MPEC Oversight Report of the 2020-2021 August report. Chairperson.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and greetings to you, Executive Mayor, and the MMCs. Let me say protocol observed to my colleagues, MM, and your team. The MPEC report is an oversight one. The work done is as follows. On the 13th February, we have considered 2021-22 draft annual report. 21 to 22 February, we scrutinized the 21-22 draft annual report again, and the financial statement, where the chairperson of audit committee was part of us, assisting here and there. And then on the 2nd March 23, the analysis of responses from the executive and administration. 13 March 23, we scrutinized of the other reports that were reserved for closed session during public hearing conducted on the 7th March. On the 16th March, we did the finalization and adoption of the 2021-22 Oversight Report before it could be tabled to Council. So we have got general findings and recommendations in which I'm going to show them to the Council for consideration and implementation. I can say on page 9, we have got general findings. During public participation, 2021-22, delay in completion of projects and other 3. And then in public hearing, we have Roman figures there. The first one is water losses due to illegal connections and aging infrastructures, poor monitoring of projects. There are others. And then on page 10, we have got, we went to project visits. They are they. The first one is Khrotuk. The second one, Gianetto, saying, I hope the Council have gone through the report. So I'm going to go straight to recommendations. Recommendations, the first one, that the accounting officer should develop stringent projects monitoring mechanisms to ensure that projects are implemented within the time frame, and MPEG will conduct a follow-up project visit at Avon WS in April 2023. That the municipality, through operation and maintenance unit, should urgently attend the pipe leaks to eliminate unnecessary water losses. That the accounting officer should ensure that the bylaws on illegal connections are implemented. There are some recommendations I can read. The one on Roman figure 9, that Council must refer the unauthorized, irregular, fruitless, and wasteful expenditure reports to MPEC for further scrutiny. Roman figure 10, that the accounting officer should develop a weekly monitoring plan for Khrotuk Lewa Home Zone BWS to fast track the completion of the project. It's a river to off-site if it can be completed with the neighboring villages by Ilonwa Maize. And that the accounting officer should develop project completion plan for all projects not completed within a contractual period, and progress made should be shared with MPEC on monthly basis. Maybe let me just go to the last recommendation, that Council must approve the annual report without reservations. Re likile go di senka must be approved without reservations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chairperson. Can we have hands? This one is for approval. Councillor Mutulla, and then MMC Mad will follow.
No, thanks, Honorable Speaker. I stand to approve the oversight report. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Councillor Mutulla. No, it's approving their own report, I know. Thank you very much, Councillor Mutulla. Can we, MMC Maso?
Well, you'll notice that the executive mayor has just gone to the bathroom, but noting that the Councillor Mutulla has actually accepted the report, we show commitment to the recommendation as put forth by the MPEC and the executive mayor and members of the mayoral committee will ensure that all the recommendations are actually implemented without fail. It is on that basis that we are standing to appreciate the good work that has been done by MPEC as an oversight committee of making sure that all work of administration and that of council, they are actually playing an oversight role throughout their time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, MMC Masuha. Much appreciated. Can we now move back to item number 5.1.12, and I will request for a moment for those who are not supposed to be here to recuse themselves, and just for seconds, and then we'll continue with our council. Not you, MMC.
Honorable Speaker,
MMC,
just a question for clarity.
MMC Slamulela, you are not recused.
Honorable Speaker, a question for clarity while everybody recuses themselves. Will we be waiting for the EM to come back before we continue with the closed session?
Yeah, that's why I've said we're now just pausing for a moment. Let's relax. May we distribute all the materials to the councillors for all the 2 items?